YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Let me get Edgefull back up on the screen for those stats. Let me make sure I could find it. Perfect. All right, so what I am looking for is the gap fill, which on NASDAQ is 0.8%. I'm looking for it was at 0.13 before, and even that 0.13, as long as it's below 0.19%, we're looking at a gap up 85% filled. And that's the price level right here. This blue level right here is our gap fill. So we're going to make this blue. We're going to text it out. We'll do gap fill. Make that blue too. That way you guys see, know what I'm looking for. So gap fill price level is going to be that blue level. 87%, 85% hit. In past 6 months. So that's what I'm looking for as a price target if we can open above that level. Now what we also see is this red level and this red level. That's our previous New York low and New York high. When we open within that range, that's called an inside bar. And when we have an inside bar like that, 79, so almost 80% of the time we break out of one of those directions, whether it's to the buy side, to the downside. So what that tells me, again, is this red level and this red level become my targets. So if we were to open above our gap fill, if we were to find resistance up here off this 25,757, I'm going to look for shorts, and my targets are going to be the gap fill and then previous New York low, because both of them are giving me high probabilities of a break or a hit. So that's definitely looking pretty solid there on the NASDAQ this morning. Good morning, guys. What's up, Blackfoot Ozzy? Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. We take a look at gold as well, see what gold's doing. Gold has been pretty range bound, not the most ideal. Let's look at it on a daily time frame standpoint. We've taken out previous day low and rejected way back higher. Mark out our previous day high. I'm going to make this a red zone because look, this is our recent all-time highs, but the last few times we came into this level, we rejected it once here, twice, 3 times, and the 4th time it just dropped like it was hot. So that's a strong area of resistance, 45.20. That is all-time highs on gold. Check our 4 hours, see if anything has formed. It looks like I had a broken 30-minute right there. I also had a broken demand zone up here I'm going to delete. This 4 hour I would consider, but the move afterwards wasn't the best, so I'm not going to mark it on the 4. If anything, I'll come lower and look at that 3 hour time frame. It's a bit of a stronger resistance point right here, marking up with our previous day high as well. Add our alert near the top of that in case we want to break it, because if we break it, then it's going to be setting up for a really nice long position on gold today. Because if we can break this resistance, we're going to head towards 44.76. If we can't break that resistance, we stay range bound and or more bearish, and we might head back towards the bottom of the range. And again, it's just because it is the last day of the year. People are sort of trying to close out wherever they are. If they have a good percent return on the year, why screw with it, right? And of course, I'm not talking about retail traders, I'm more so talking about institutions, the big guys. Those are the guys we want to be watching and keeping an eye on and be trading with, not against. 90 minutes. So yeah, that's what I got on gold. I don't really see anything support-wise below us. I do see on the 30-minute and 15-minute as well. There was this area of support right there. Very strong area. One of the strongest areas I've seen. You could ask anybody. One of the best areas. I'm just kidding. But this area too, it tried to hold yesterday, it failed, it wicked it, and then it popped higher. I would just be careful on that. Market's open in 5 minutes. ES and NQ, I really need NASDAQ to open above our gap fill, which is 25,678. 25,678. Right now we are about 14 points above it. Low volume to the downside here on our volume profile. So I'm really just a matter of being patient, in my opinion, right now. YouTube, good morning, guys. Hit that like and subscribe if you're here on YouTube. Join us at bullishbrs.com to go live every day with us. I did not grab a water. I gotta grab a water. Give me a minute. I'll grab that soon. I really do want to see if there's anything better on gold for a short position. Like any supply zones over here, over here. Not really. 30 minute, 45, 90, 1 hour. Just a lot of chop. So that does, if anything, seeing that we were able to go lower and lower, but not create a proper supply zone other than this 3 hour, we were just chopping our way lower, well then that tells me we might come up and take all of these little highs out, right? We take this high out, we take that next high out, and then we reject supply. So we might see some intraday buying on gold. I'm going to actually add an alert above 43.54. That's above where we are right now. Just because, again, these are pre-market highs, too, over here. Let's delete this price level. This red zone, man, that was pretty significant overnight. Not so much during the New York session. I am going to delete it. And other than that, we're sort of just chilling. Put our volume profile at the start of the move right here. We see our low volume inside that fair value gap. This might be our last area of support. I'm going to delete this broken demand zone right there. I am going to keep an eye on this zone. I'm going to throw our fib tool up there too, guys. Bottom of the move, top of the move. 61% lines up right there, 43.32. So if we were using our fib, this low volume area lines up okay with our Fibonacci retracement. But I'm not a big fan of longs on gold because we haven't really taken out previous day high. Gold's a much easier trend trader to when we're actually like above and making trends. But we'll keep an eye on this spot. Not totally against it. That's 43.32. Also 43.36. We see that's an extremely low volume area. So, you know, positive CVD. I wouldn't be completely against it. I'll look for a reaction there, right? We're not going to jump in right away. We're going to wait for the reaction. So that's gold. That's NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Market's open in 2 minutes. Start on the hourly for just a quick second here because we've just been... This was a support zone on Monday. Again on Tuesday. Here we are. We broke it overnight Wednesday. But we're trying to get back above it again. I hate that we broke it already. You guys remember we marked that out as a lower zone too because it was a little less significant. Gold making its way lower, but we'll get an alert if gold goes to the area we're looking for a possible entry. We'll delete those zones. I like the perfect reaction we had off of this 69.22.25. It's pretty solid. We can also look to check our Fed Watch tool, because I just want to see where we're at on the Fed rate cut. It's probably super low. Yeah, 14%. Not really. The market's not really hanging on that anymore like it used to. Screener's not going to give us anything yet. Reports. Gap fill by size. ICT opening retracement's real low on ES and NQ. Market's open in a minute. Let's see, where's our ultimate reversal set up? Perfect. The yellow level is our midnight price. Gap fills our blue level. NASDAQ is NASDAQ's getting real close to that gap fill. That stinks. 30 seconds left, and we might open right on it. So that could possibly disqualify this trade setup. Yo, good morning, Adonis. What's going on, man? Blackfoot, good morning. James J. What's up, Jay? Jay Houston, good morning. JW, good morning. Let's come back to ES real quick. 15-minute area of resistance right here on ES. Mark that out real quick. We got to be quick with it now. That's not... Okay, that's not being quick with it at all. 30, 45, 9, 1 hour. Alright, markets are open. We did hit the gap fill already on NASDAQ. We opened on it. But let's see. Gold is in a low volume area. It's rejecting to the low volume area right now. But we're going to be keeping more of an eye on ES and NQ today. We did hit the gap fill, and we also hit previous New York low. So those two levels were hit. Next price target would be our midnight, which is 25,615. I would really much rather see us head towards supply, right, at 25,757 on the NASDAQ. Got to keep an eye on our CVD. CVD pretty 50-50. CVDs are cumulative volume delta, so that gives me a bit of an idea of the buying and selling volume in the market. If it's stronger to the sell side, I'm going to be looking to trade with the sell side. Stronger to the buy side, I'm going to be a bit more hesitant on the shorts. Gold holding up. Dow pretty range bound, trying to hold up. Dollar's pulling back. I want to look at the dollar on a higher scale just for a moment. See how the dollar is trying to move higher, which would help gold move lower. So be a little careful on that right there. ES and NQ will be the ones we keep an eye on today, like we mentioned. We know silver has been a big mover lately. Silver's at an area that was resistance a couple times yesterday. 2 days ago, we were far above it, a little bit of a head and shoulders, and now we're back over here within that range. Held the demand zone down here, but I'm not looking to trade silver. That thing is wild lately. I do like the weighted index at this resistance point. Remember, this was a great area that the weighted index and NASDAQ both rejected. So if anything, I do want to see us move higher into this zone and have NASDAQ find supply, weighted index find resistance, equities find resistance, and even see if, let's see if the VIX is doing anything. VIX has been pretty range bound, but still sort of in that uptrend. Again, would like to see it move higher, coming to a key level right now. So VIX moves lower while price is moving higher, and VIX comes to support while NASDAQ is in resistance. Again, that could be a pretty good trade setup. So we're going to be patient here right now. This is a no trade zone. We don't have any price levels or zones to react to here. We have price targets here, the gap fill and the previous day low. Next target would be the midnight price at 617, but we don't have an entry here. Not yet, at least. Not in my opinion. Guys, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. It's December 31st. Hope you guys are ready for a killer year next year. I know I am. We're going to be extra careful. We're going to be extra diligent. Thinking of creating some watch lists / checklists for us to keep an eye on. Like, to be like, what I used to do with gold was like, where are we in comparison to previous day high and low? Where are we on the open price? Do we have any 15-minute or 30-minute order blocks? And when we would, that trend for last, like almost all of last year on gold was fantastic, right? Really nice money prints are consistent. It's what we like to see in the market. Now, things have sort of started to shift, but I wouldn't be so quick to say it's shifted forever. Because we have to remember, too, that we're seeing a lot of lack of volume due to the holidays, right? It's New Year's tonight. And a lot of people are traveling or have already been traveled since Christmas. So some of the major volume we usually see, we're not really seeing. I'd only be interested in shorts based off of the reactions we have been getting, but I'm going to stay patient here. I'm really not a fan of anything just yet. Let's see, Nvidia rejecting key level 190 right now. Google is trying to hold up. So is Meta. Meta trying to hold key level 662 right now. 662, 67, 67. Let's see. Nas pulling back even harder. Look at that. Good sells. Gold moving higher. Alright. Now listen, if gold wants to continue on this trend higher, like we mentioned before, it does have some targets to the upside. A target. This is a price target. And then the supply zone is a price target. So yeah, I want to go short in supply. But if we want to continue, I'll look for a long... So look, I'll look to see if we can break higher. So boom, big break on gold. We create a new low volume shelf. I use that as my entry. And then I target supply. Right, then I have two take profits. First take profits right here. Second one's over here. And that's it. That's what I'm looking for on gold. So we got a few things we're looking for today. We just have to be patient until they start to play out. Gold coming up near this 43.70. 43.70. That looks like it's a low volume area from overnight. 66 to 70, 72. Right over here. So we'll even set it up so we're ready. And that would be the only way to take a gold long is a breakout of that area and a retest of that area. If we stay below it, guess what? We're range bound. Look at the pullback on NASDAQ we're getting now. And this is why I don't want to short the lows. I don't want to be going against anything. Weighted index is at a pretty strong key level too. This is what happened yesterday, guys. Rejecting resistance, finding support. Rejecting resistance, finding support. Sit on our hands. Yo, good morning, guys. What's up, Mike? Good morning, man.
Morning.
Morning. Morning, Jay. Terry, good morning. Tanner, what's up? Phil, good morning. What's up, Ricardo? Bro, people be forcing their way into my DMs. I can edit your reels. Thanks, I got it. Start this week. Thanks, I got it. Look at these sellers, man. Nice, nice. Look at that. They failed those highs. If I was trying to be a bit more aggressive, lower high right here. Failed these highs. We see these buyers failed over here. Came in, they failed over here. They failed again over here. Good morning, Ricardo. So we see that sellers clearly have control. Negative on the CVD. This is looking pretty solid. Here comes that next price target of 25,617 on NASDAQ, and that's smashed. Nice rejection off of that area on the weighted index. Looks pretty solid. Let's take a larger look at the NQ right now and see if we have any downside targets so that we can look for a break, retest, and continuation, or if we should be looking for us to rebound at some point. ES also hit the gap fill and the midnight price level. Very nice. See NASDAQ, bit of a low volume area here. Where is ES on Trade Map Lite? Trade Map Lite is basically, so it's rhythmic, and then Bookmap has a tool called Trade Map Lite, and it basically tries to funnel out any of the nonsense volume, any of the non-real volume. ES with a nice drop. I might look for a short on ES instead of NQ, depending on our retrace. Maybe 37 to about 39 as a stop. 37 to 39. Just not a fan of this wide area of low volume, right? A lot of times we might even reverse on low volume like this, but I just want to be extra careful. I do want to also look for down over here. This is our session volume delta. Now, this tells me the actual buying and selling volume delta on these candles. So if I see a strong outlier, and it's like, so let's say on ES, we get a big seller, and it says 1200 volume, and then it says 600 selling delta. That's an outlier. If we reversed off of that outlier, that's going to be a possible entry, a reversal, right? That's that extra volume we need on a reversal. So I'm staying patient here. I'm not looking for any trades just yet, and I'm also recognizing the chop that we had yesterday can definitely come into today as well. 5-minute closes in 54 seconds. You also have to be able to be patient and let those candles close, guys. If you're trading on the 5-minute time frame, don't be entering and exiting within a minute. Trade within the 5-minute, right? 15-minute time frame, same deal, right? Let's you hold for a little longer. VIX is flying at the moment. I don't really want to say flying, but it is moving higher in style, we'll say. Gold rejected, that's why we don't chase longs at the highs. Silver struggling, but it is trying to move up. The Dow is dropping like it's hot, which is definitely helping the ES on this drop too. Now what we're doing, you guys see this? We're getting a bit smaller on this zone, so now it's 35 to about 38. It's a much better trade setup, 35 to 38. We'll call it 36 to 39. Now that might be a possible short setup on ES. I'll let you guys know if I take it. Definitely interested in it. Would look to target demand to the downside. VIX is still moving higher. Dow still moving lower. Dow is near a key level. Am considering shorts off of 36 on ES. So look, buyers step in, they fail. I want to see buyers try to step in, get us into this lower volume area, hit around 36, taking the shorts, and that's it. Stop around 38, 39. New lows being made right now. That's fine. Not chasing it. Still waiting for this area for a short. This is a 4-to-1 risk to reward. Staying patient. Gold rejected the highs. Look at that. Gold made a new high off of these pivots. Didn't make a new high off of a future session. And it rejected. ES is moving lower. NASDAQ did not make new low of day just yet. It is pretty close to it. Not new low of day as in the future session. We're talking New York session right now. Guys, you know what's crazy? The S&P, the NASDAQ, all indices have made 52 all-time highs this year. 52. Very strong market. Alright, come on, yes, we gonna pull back or what? Considering shorts here. Not here. Up in here. Up in here. Up in here. Good morning, guys. What's going on? Let's see. Let's see. Struggling. We're not even getting there. You have some sellers piling up here. 15-minute closes in 2.5 minutes too. So if anything, also, it'd be cool if it's 15-minute closed below that area, and then we got it on the next 15-minute candle. That'd be giving me a bit more confidence on the momentum. But regardless, that's the zone I'm looking for right now, 36 to about 39. Could turn off our ultimate reversal indicator now. Those levels have been hit. Good morning, guys. Hey, how do I see the SVD column in bookmap? What is your setting? So basically, you go to configure column, you're going to add column, and you're going to add you're going to add another session range volume profile. So this is RTH is what I titled it, but this is a session range volume profile. And what I do is I have it reset, and it resets on the session start. So RTH is basically the session volume profile for the New York session. And then I have that connected to this one, which is same thing, session range volume profile, but I have this one turned on to delta that resets at the New York session. So this one tells me and shows me all the delta being traded at each price level. Now, it's not, I will say, some people like to use the delta like we use here per price level. Some people like to use it per candle. So if we use TradingView over here, I have a footprint chart available, and they would see it as buyers versus sellers. They would use it as, let's see, instead of total, they would do buy and sell, or they would do delta. And on delta per candle, you could also look for those like big outliers, like this big negative 886 had that move lower. We saw consistency afterwards. We're still seeing consistency to the downside, all selling delta. This looks pretty solid. You're welcome, absolutely. Always happy to help. Wouldn't go to sell these lows, guys. Sell the lows. Where's your stop loss? You're keeping it all the way up there? No, thank you. That ruins your risk to reward. Makes you have to hold a trade into drawdown, most likely. This is doing what I wanted it to do, right? I wanted the 15 minutes to continue lower and the next 5 to sort of pull us back. So I'm looking for 36 for a short position on ES. That's our previous day low level as well. We could just continue lower, possibly not get that entry off of what I'm looking for. And that's okay. It is what it is. Gold is trying. Look at that comeback on gold. Now, gold is something I would just be patient on. ES still moving lower too. Very nice. NASDAQ coming near a possible support zone. Now, this held up overnight. Now, we could take a look at NQ. The thing is, we have a very negative CVD. Sellers are very active, and it looks like 25,560 is the next price target down here. We don't really have anything that's been sitting there for a long time. I guess the 25,560 has been there since about 9:38. It's not really a long time, only about 7 minutes. But 38, they were expecting it when we started to drop here. So I would look to see if that wants to continue. 38 is right before the 40 candle, so right over here. They formed that level. Right there when we were over here at 26. Nice, pretty solid, man. Look at that, look at that. Staying patient, guys. The whole markets are moving without us. Listen, if you're a scalper, take advantage of it, right? You want to sell the pullbacks. For me, it's not ideal just yet. We are getting just continuation of the downside. We haven't gotten a clean pullback. Markets opened, and they just dropped. So, looking for a pullback. Volume profile on NASDAQ right now. Very low volume shelf over here. Show you guys what I'm looking for. 40 to about 50, 60. Right there on NQ. So a few things we're waiting for, but all of them requiring us to be patient, not sell these lows. And it could continue. That's okay. Massive selling. I'm getting an alert on gold right now. Okay, gold is trying to move higher, but remember, without us moving higher, and it's really higher, and creating that low volume area, we don't have that entry yet. Now, if we look back at gold, we have a bit of a low volume shelf sitting between 67 and 71. So what I'd like to see is a strong move above that 67 to 71, get towards the 75, 76, and then pull back, and I would take that entry off of 70. But other than that, don't have an entry yet. Entry off of 70 if we can get it. I'll add one more alert there on gold, so if it does want to break and continue, we get a trend higher on metals, I'll be able to capitalize on that trend. Right now we're waiting for ES and NQ to pull back. What indicators and add-ons are you using on Bookmap? So right now the only indicators and add-ons I really use, this is the Market Pulse tool. So I have it on NASDAQ, I have it on ES, and I have it on gold. Now if I'm taking a trade on ES and or NQ, I'd like to see both of them start to push together to show me momentum. And it also, you see this level over here, this bottom chart, how there's two price lines? So the line that goes dark green, light pink, dark red, that is also part of the Market Pulse, and that's sort of like its version of an RSI where it's overbought and oversold. So I might look for an overbought spot to short if we're in a bear trend, right? Something like that. Let's see. So there's that, the CVD. CVD is cumulative volume delta. That's just built into Bookmap. I don't really like to have a whole lot of extra indicators and stuff. I will if it's something that'll point something very clear to me out, right? Something that I may have missed. I know they have like an absorption indicator that's helpful. So things like that could be helpful. But other than that, I don't like to clutter too much with too many indicators. Unless it's something that's plotting out price levels that I would manually plot out. Just want to be a little patient. Volume is extremely helpful when it comes to trading. We got 30 seconds left for this 5 to close. 15 also closes in about 10 minutes. And look at that selling we have. If we mark out our previous 15-minute low, that's going to be our orb. So we had a breakdown. So far, this would be a breakdown and a close below. So again, that would also be if we were orb traders setting up for a short off of the orb break. Now we can look at the orb on Edgeful. Opening range breakout. Now what I like to do is I like to look at it by weekday. Today is Wednesday, so we could see, okay, Wednesday's a bit more on the breakdowns, but really more of a 50-50 for a double break or single break. So it's something I want to be aware of, right? That we can also double break this. That means there's a 50% chance that we reverse all the way back to those highs and head towards that original supply zone I was looking for at the beginning. But right now I am still looking for that 36. We did what I was looking for, and what I was looking for before, if anybody just joined, was we created this low volume area while we were moving down. but I wanted to see us really trade below it for a while so that this volume would pick up. So now we have this big imbalance between 35.75 and 38.50. This is where I'm going to look to place a short position, or at least look for the market to react to give me a short position. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we are trying to hold these lows at the moment. I don't want to be chasing. We have about 4 minutes left. The 15 did just, no, the 15 did not close. The 5 minute closed on a breakdown. But we're just going to wait right now, guys. See if gold's going anywhere. Did I get another alert on gold? No, not yet. Alright, let's see. Look at this. So look at the orders still sitting up here near this 35, 36. It's where originally I was looking to short, and now it's also where VWAP is lining up. So now we have a bunch of confluences setting up here. IB by rejection. Yo, Mike, you already know. Good call, man. IB by rejection. That is another great tool, great indicator on edgeful. So IB by rejection. Basically, what that tells us is in the first hour, did the high form before the low? Now, if this high that formed right at market open remains as our high and we don't break it again, then yes, our high formed before our low, and that would be a bearish sentiment. We'd have more of a chance to break lower. So here we go. Here's a pullback, getting some buying volume. Nice, okay. Let's see. Let you guys know if I take it. Here's 35. I was looking for 36. We're just tapping that area right now. We didn't tap 35.75 just yet. I don't really have a fib there. I like this initial reaction. I don't want to be too, what's it called? We'll see. We'll see. I was going to say, I don't want to be too patient and miss the entry if we're starting to see that reaction off of the 25. We didn't push into the area, though. We were real close to it, but we didn't get it yet. So minute 47, I'd really want to see this be our sort of a one last run up to that area and reject off of 35.50. I like 36 for an entry. We'll see. VIX moving lower, weighted index pulling back. This might be our rejection lower here, off of that zone. Let's see. Minute 15 left. Just take a look at the Dow. Dow is holding a key level too, so we could be a little patient here. We're still waiting for the reaction, man. Real close to it. Really close to it. Getting there. Move my entry up a little bit in case we just like fly up, but I would ideally like to drop it back down on that 36 level if we could reject it. Getting close to it. CVD still trying to push bearish. 15-minute closes in 5.5 minutes. Could try to, I'm going to cancel the order for a moment, and I'm going to leave it pending and set it out if we reject. The next, we have 20 seconds left in this 5 minute. I want to be a little extra patient on this. We're trading into the zone. Here's 36 where I was looking to enter. VIX is moving lower though. I'm not in the trade yet, guys. I'll let you know. 8 seconds left here. We're finding buying. I will enter on the reaction if we get a reaction. I was looking for this zone in here to trade off of. 39 really would be sort of that last point I wouldn't want to see us over. So here's some more buying. Here's some more buying. Getting there. I mean, 39.25. But what we can do is see the buying volume coming in. This is great, right? This helps us confirm, okay, buyers are in the market. But if we can reverse off of a large buyer, that's going to be, like we mentioned, an outlier. That's going to be a trapped market participant, right? And that can help fuel that move lower. So let's be a little patient here. Definitely considering a short soon, but let's see. Could try one contract. Again, stop loss is going to be about 39.25. I'm in just one contract ES short. If it does just rally up, then I'm just going to get out for a small loss. But I do like these shorts here on ES. I'm short one ES contract. Wanted to see that 15 continue lower too. I want to see this buyer start to fail and have absorption in this low volume area. But we're really going to need to see a reaction quick. 39.25, so right above this area. 39.25 is where I'd keep my stop loss. Unfortunately, this whole area up to like 40 looks like a low volume shelf. So I do want to be a little careful on that as well. 5 minute, 15 minute. Let's see. I'll keep my stop loss where it is right now. It's also a 5 minute fair value gap. So that's also a little bit of a confluence there. New York session volume profile. We rejected a low volume shelf too. So I'm in the one contract. We'll let it play out. Nice reaction so far. There's that big buyer that might be trapped. So that's exactly what I was looking for. Nice. Here we go, guys. Beautiful. Very nice. Single, just one contract right now. Very nice reaction on ES. Don't forget, we had the breakdown on the orb as well. So it was really a few things I was looking for. We have a strong selling delta. CVD is struggling, though, to get back negative. I'd want to see the CVD drop negative again. If it can, that would really give me confidence in these shorts. Selling volume trying to come in. 15-minute time frame is sort of where my eyes are right now. To keep an eye that we are trying to continue lower truly. We had a strong sell candle on the first 15 minutes, so that's why I was looking for that breakdown and continue on the next. So I'm short, 5-minute entry. That's where we're at right now. Looking for new low a day on ES. Very small risk. One contract. 4-to-1 risk to reward. I don't like that these sellers are struggling to bring us lower here. I do like that they're trying to keep these levels to the downside. A lot of time when we have levels to the downside, they will look to not work as a magnet, but a lot of times institutions are looking for price to head there. I'm just staying patient right now. 5-minute and 15-minute close in a minute 40. So both of those closures are going to give me closure on this trade. If I should add to it, if I should get out of it, if I should hold it. So staying patient and monitoring the trade right now. Great call by Mike Ross on YouTube. He mentioned the initial balance by rejection was setting up bearish. Real great call on that, man. Really love to see it. Just confluence on the confluence. Right here, we're approaching 2-to-1. Are we? No, 1.5-to-1. 2-to-1 would be at 29. I'm definitely not a big fan of the weak selling we had at the lows. Like, there wasn't that much selling going on down there. But delta-wise, it was pretty consistent, too. So I'm going to hold this trade. 42 seconds left in the 5-minute. It either goes to stop loss, and we take a small loss, or it goes to take profit, and we make some money. Good morning, Vietnam. What's the lot size filtered on your heat map? Lot size filtered on the heat map. Which, what do you mean, where? I think, what's that in here? Heat map. I think over here, like the bubbles. Oh, the bubbles. I think that's volume dots. Here is my size on that. If you want to take a quick screenshot, or I'll screenshot it. I got you. Alright, closed red on the 5-minute. Closed rejection on the 15 too. I am going to hold this trade. Probably not going to add here. If it retraces and gives us a re-entry, I'll look to possibly add back in the fair value gap on a retest. But, I just want to wait. NASDAQ pretty weak. Look at gold, man. Breaks new high day New York session, rejects. New high, rejects. New high, rejects. Dollar moving higher. Dow trying to move higher, which isn't the most ideal for shorts on ES. It is pulling back. I want to keep an eye on our equities. You guys know equities are very important when trading ES and NQ. We see Apple is sort of in a range. Amazon's definitely in a range. We need to see Nvidia start to sell off. It did sell off this morning. We could look at our watch list and see percent-wise where we're at. Most of them are in the red today. So really just a matter of staying patient, looking to trade the range and not really force anything. Remember that lack of volume we really have today. So 15-minute time frame, something I will mention too, is now we have a 15-minute fair value gap right here. Now if we're looking for the orb to hold, our stop loss would be there. If we were looking for the low volume shelf to hold, this would be our trade. So this is sort of my last final straw and possible add if we can come back to that price level. Right now we are trying to continue lower, so I don't have the add. I'm still just in the one contract. We just approached and hit the 2-to-1 risk to reward. We're continuing lower. Good selling pressure. Good overall trade so far today, guys. Good patience on that. It rejected VWAP as well. It really had a few things running with it. Could even look to get out here if you want to play it safe, seeing that we might not make new low of day based off of the market's reactions we've been seeing. I do like that we made new low of day just about 15-17 minutes ago, so I'd like to see us try to continue there. We have more selling delta over here too, which, believe it or not, would actually be a little concerning if we can't make new low of day. So if we have this selling delta and we can't make new low of day and we reverse, all of these people that are in that sell positions going to have to try to buy back their lots, their trades. And that could help us reverse back higher. But right now I'm still holding this. I'm looking for new low a day. And even look for demand 69.22 on ES. I'm just one contract off of 36 was my entry. 36.25 was my entry. Stop loss is 39.25. 3-point stop loss, looking for a 14-point move, 4.6 to 1. I want to be real careful here. VIX is trying to move higher, which would help give us confidence for the shorts. However, we're really struggling to continue lower here on the 5. We did break the recent 5-minute low, which does give me some confidence, and we haven't really found strong buying volume when we were moving higher. But at this point, we're really just going to be patient. Check on the volume profile. Check on our volume footprint. This is a positive delta right there. 557 positive delta at 69.30.50. So I want to see us try to hold below that. A little bit of an outlier on this individual candle alone. Negative 400 down below it. So again, I want to see us break below this recent low we just made over here, hold below this area, and continue lower on the trend, right? Then I might look to add, put a stop loss at this recent high on the add, and let that trade really continue. A lot more selling coming in down here too. So it is looking ideal. I do want to say, however, the negative delta on this candle is very weak. It's only negative 100 right now, and it's actually struggling to hold below. 45 seconds left. We could let it close out. Bookmap still finding sellers as well. Just going to be patient here. Look at that, trying to hold to the downside. Negative 125 on this. It's pretty cool. 27 seconds. Really need to see the squeeze lower in this last 20 seconds of this candle. Nasdaq with some weakness too. Nasdaq struggling to move lower. Dow is selling off. That's great. We just need to see the Nasdaq start to drop. That'll help ES drop. But look at the weighted indexes starting to move higher. A little concerning there, because that will help support ES. I might just look for new low a day as price target instead of demand, but it's going to depend on how strong the drop is. If we could see Nasdaq start to sell off along with the Dow, ES is going to drop like it's hot. I will mention though, Dow is at a key level that held as support earlier. Nasdaq's at a key level that was support earlier. Kind of want to lock in profit here. Let's see how we react if we could break these lows here on the 5. Looking for ES break lower. It's trying to. It's trying its best, man. Here's 28.50. Just looking for new low a day near 69.25. 69.25. VIX trying to move higher. 15-minute time frame was looking more bearish. We'll ideally look to try to hold this trade. 28.25. NASDAQ with some weakness. Got to see that Dow sell off. 2 Dows in my bottom right. Dow is selling off. That's great. Want to see NASDAQ with weakness as well, but NVIDIA is trying to pull back right now. Might look to exit based off NVIDIA pulling back, but rest of the equities are pretty weak. So if NVIDIA could drop now, again, that's going to help fuel this rally, or I should say drop to the downside. But looking at a struggle to make new low a day again, definitely considering cutting this trade somewhere over here. We'll see. I'll let you guys know when and if I get out. If it could find selling pressure, we're going to see another move like that. We're going to head to demand. I want to let this winner run. If we struggle, though, I don't want to be going against the market. Come on, Naz, you got to reject. NVIDIA's trying to move higher with strength. It just hit VWAP. It's got to start rejecting. If NVIDIA doesn't start to reject, we're going back higher on ES. VIX is struggling too. I'm going to look to get out of this, guys. I'm not a big fan. Not really seeing continuation. Okay, let's see. Did I talk that into existence? Can NVIDIA reject? No, it's still struggling. Let's see. Give it another second here, really. 2:30 left in the 5-minute. Ideally want to try to let that 5 close because it hasn't closed bullish, right? It hasn't really closed the other side either. So I wouldn't look to go long at this point. So 2:18 left. Let's see. Yeah, oops, finger slipped. I'm out, guys. We're going to lock in some profit right there. 2.5 to 1. Not the worst. Originally looking for 4 to 1 on that, but with how choppy we're being, might look for a re-entry, but this was still a pretty solid trade. Good work, ladies and gents. Not bad. Let's see. And also, technically, IB by rejection is still forming. Initial balance low and high. That could still be a target too. That would be new low a day and everything as well. But I'm not a big fan of the chop we're seeing. I'm also not a fan of the volume we're seeing. I'd really rather be short than long at this point, but I'd also rather protect capital, take the profit, and call it a day, knowing that it's the last day of the year. Yesterday was very choppy. Today can most definitely reflect that price action. Minute 18 left. I'd almost consider, if we can start breaking lower, taking the short position around 26 and stop around 30 to try to trail it. But I'm not a big fan of those types of trades. You guys know that. We're much better off taking trades with high confidence and high confluence like we saw today. We had a low volume shelf. We had VWAP forming up there. We had even a low volume shelf on NASDAQ and the ES. NASDAQ was about like a point away or 2 or 3 points away from that entry area as well. So really just gave us a lot to say take the trade. Yeah, ES is looking like it's getting ready to break lower. 37 seconds left. Dow is trying to move higher. Look at this, guys. We mentioned earlier how the dollar was moving higher, even though gold kept trying to break. And every time it broke new high a day, it rejected lower. Dollar has been moving higher, and now here goes gold trying to run to the downside. Gold, major lack of volume right now. ES might see continuation. You know what it is too? I'd be waiting for the 15-minute to close. And that 15-minute was also, look at this basing, rejection candle lower. But, give me one sec. But, again, because of the chop, this hasn't formed yet to the downside. So I'd much rather let this close down at the lows, show me that, okay, yeah, we were right, we should have held, blah, blah, blah. But if this closes real bearish, I could look for the next trade setup in the next entry and look for continuation. But if it doesn't, we're just going to chop. Here we go, yes, come on now. We've been breaking 5-minute lows, 5-minute lows, 5-minute lows. And possible entry here, stop loss around that 30.25. But at this point, in my opinion, I feel like it's a little bit of chasing. We had a great entry up here. Really nice entry up there. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Happy, what is it, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's. Hold, we should get to 69.23. I know, man, that's what I was thinking. I'm out, though. I'm out of ES. I got out at, 69.29. Entry was 36.25. Yeah, here's the break. I paper handed it. It's alright. Gave you guys the re-entry just now. But, again, it could even re-enter right here for a scalp lower. Looks like we're getting that momentum we were finally looking for. But selling the lows is not in my playbook. Great entry, though, guys. Good shorts. Great shorts. Boom, new low a day hit on ES. Demand is coming. I should have just held it, man. That's one of my biggest issues, right? It isn't even like, oh, it stopped out too much oversize. It's cutting the winners a little short. It's still great, though, because I'm looking for 4-to-1s, maybe cutting it at 2.5-to-1 or 3-to-1. So it's not a system that's going to super fail me. However, leaving a lot of profit on the table is never good, right? And it's something that as traders, we want to be able to adjust and adapt to all market conditions to not perfect ourselves. We'll never be perfect. We shouldn't have the expectations of perfection, but to better our craft, better our trades, better our system. Now, let's see. And again, small trade, real small trade. It was like a 3-point stop loss. I think it ended up being like a 9-point gain. But that's okay. It is what it is. I coulda, woulda, shoulda on an additional contract, but I really wanted a lighter size today. Came in today knowing I'm just gonna trade lighter size for one reason and one reason only, and that being, what's it called? That being it's December 31st. It's the new year, man. A lot of people are traveling. A lot of people are not trading right now. I'm not trading right now. Oh, wait, yes, I am. Let's see. 5%. Alright, guys, let's see. ES is pretty range bound now. Wouldn't really look to short the lows, just like we always say. How you guys doing today, man? Let me know. Did you guys have a good holiday? Did you guys do anything? Did you guys see anybody? Spend some time with the family? But let me know if you're trading. If you took any trades. Did you take that ES trade with me? That was very nice. Alright, I think I made this better. You guys will be my editing team right now. I'm looking to target is going to be this blue level. Now this is our gap fill price level, and using edge fill, I see our current gap size on NASDAQ is 0.13%. and we fill that gap size when we gap up 85%
Yeah,
of the
like do all
time in
these
the
edits
past
and
6 months.
stuff.
So this gives me confidence on that price target, and now because of my own analysis, I have confidence on the zone.
Clean. Good morning, guys. Like the background. Yeah, hey, you like. Oh, yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Bullish Bears background thing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Went short 1.5 minute after open
Where
rate
I'm looking to
69.30.
target
Nice,
is going
Jay.
to be this blue level. Now this
Good job, Jay. Yeah, shorts had open, man. That was the best time to short. Markets opened and buyers just said, "Oh, I can't hold anything." Ah. And then boom, this was our entry. How beautiful is that? So we see we had our big sell-off, our imbalance right here, continued, and we entered right when we came back into the imbalance reaction. We took it, started to consolidate, we took our profit. Real clean trade. Edge full stats doesn't work. Well, you know what it is? It's not even the edge full stats that don't work during those sessions. You just have to make sure that you do set whatever report you're looking at to the session you're looking at. But it's not even like the edge full stats don't work, but it's more like the actual reports themselves. Like the strategies don't work as consistently in those other sessions. Mainly because ES and NQ have a very low volume overnight sessions like that. If NASDAQ opens 23-hour trading, that might change. But for now, you're probably better off using edge full on something like gold if you're doing the other sessions other than New York session. Boom, and that ES continuing, guys. If anybody took that short with me and did not take profit yet, you're still writing that down. You're going for that full 4-1. Let's go. Let's go. There's new low a day. That would have been TP1. Definitely. I definitely got a little scared out myself. I should have let the fives close like I was doing. But can't live off of coulda, woulda, shoulda. We got to be able to reconstruct, reconfine, and do it better. The only one report that plays out nicely during London session is ICT. That stats are low. Gotcha. Yeah. You might have to mess around with it too. They have other things like, what was it, like session continuation. Where is that? Reports. Sessions. So session reversal range, Asia range session, daily high and low buy session, ICT opening retracement, market session breakout, market session correlation. This is the one I was looking at. So like if Asia was bullish, what are the odds that London's bullish, right? And sort of follows it. You could do same thing by weekday and everything like that. So London and New York, Asia and London. You could check those. You could look at standard. You could look at by weekday. Give you a bit more in line of the report. Give you some better feedback. Look at this. Monday and Tuesday, London closed red when New York is red, right? Oh, this is London and New York. Those are pretty close anyways. But let's see. Here, this is what I like to see. So, Asia and London. Thursday, Asia closed red, London closed red 92% of the time. Wednesday, on the other hand, barely happens. Barely happens. So definitely, if you're trading other sessions, gold, edgeful, market session correlation is a great one. Just come over to reports, look up search reports, look up session, and it'll give you a bunch of different session reports you could go through. If you don't know what a report does too, they just added edgeful AI, and you could ask it like, what does the sessions correlation report do? And it's going to tell us. Boom, ES price target hit, by the way, guys. Look at that. Gives you a rundown. ES, boom, boom, boom. That is wild. Nice, guys. Money on that. Oh no. I forgot which one was the right one. Give me a half sec. I'm pretty sure this
Where
is
I'm
it.
looking to target, and we fill that gap size when we gap up 85%.
Yeah, this is it. Thank you, ladies and gents. Great trading today, guys. Good to see markets sort of rolling back into a position we're comfortable with, the market structure, sort of a market overall that we can trade. Obviously, locking in on ES and NQ was a big help as well. Before we were jumping around looking at gold a little bit, even silver was on our plate. That's funny, but nah, yeah, locking in on that ES NQ is always a must. Oh, I forgot to add music. That's so annoying. Bro, having to edit things can get so tedious. Like, oh, I forgot this zoom. Oh, I forgot this edit. Oh, I forgot the captions. Oh, I forgot this. But I like it, man. I like it. Because you know what it is? I'm giving you guys education, whether it's you guys watching it, a random person on YouTube or Instagram watching it, but somebody's gaining something from it. And knowing that, I don't know. I like to do it. That keeps me doing it. Let's see. That was a great trade on ES, guys. Really nice. We could always, hindsight, blah, blah, blah. Look to add once we closed on the ad, put the stop loss on the ad up here, let it play out, yada, yada. But I'm just not a fan of hindsight trading, right? I'd much rather take that hindsight and use it in my favor and say, okay, well, instead of that, how can I use it in my favor of how can I trade better tomorrow? How can I trade better the next day? How can I improve my system and improve my strategy? Gold held some low volume areas, but nothing major. Remember, we were looking for a breakout on gold. It tried to break out and it failed. That's why it's important to have trade setups that require an if this, then this scenario. If we break out, then I look for a retest. Not just if we break out, I'm taking the trade. Right? That's not enough confluence there. Even if you were like, I'm taking this breakdown on ES to the downside and VIX was making new high a day, then at least you have a little confluence. Alright, let's see, guys. Let's see. ES chopping off of this demand zone. Could see continuation here. We had some momentum coming down, but look at the lack of volume we were really seeing down here, guys. Volume has been declining all day. Price has been declining too. I think we're just going to end up range bound at this point between demand and resistance. I think that's what we're going to see for the rest of the day. Don't forget, it is still New Year's Eve. So happy New Year's, everybody. And markets are closed tomorrow. So guys, I will not see you tomorrow. I will see you guys back here on Friday. So definitely show some love on social media. I'll stick around a little longer anyways. But yeah, good trades today, everybody. Let me know if you caught a win with me today. Drop a W in the chat. My original target was GX low, but I was looking into chop zone. Nice, man, nice. Yo, see you, Oz. Sorry, I just saw that message right now. Somebody else said something in the live stream tab. Sorry, I'm just seeing that as well. What, Kevin? Just trying to get rid. What's up, Turk? Good morning, man. The live stream's supposed to start. What's up, Phil? Hey, Phil. Sorry, I just saw you in here, man. Hello, welcome to the community. Always good to have some new members in here. If you got any questions, please let me know. I will mention, guys, if you are here on the Discord community, there's the live stream is where I go live and where you guys could see my stream. And you could chat in there too, but I would definitely recommend chat in the main chat tab because that's where I always have the main chat tab open. So if anybody has a question, please drop it in there. You want to say something, drop it in there. And also Signet's active in here too. So good stuff. See you next year. Always good. Great community, guys. And if you're here on YouTube, man, definitely come join. What's up, E. Marcel? What was the trade? It was short on ES. We took it off of a low volume shelf, man. It was a real clean trade. I don't know why I deleted the setup itself, but it was stop loss around 39, entry around 36. We wanted to target demand. I ended up getting out for a 2.5 to 1. What's the fourth window on the right? Yeah, so AHM, this is the weighted index. So basically, thank you, absolutely. The weighted index shows us basically that bundle of stocks you just mentioned. It's top 5 holdings of, it's 5 of the top 10 holdings of the S&P and NASDAQ. Now, the reason I have this chart together, I've been using this chart for years now. My original mentor taught me about this, Carmine Rosato. Great guy, very smart, supply and demand trader too, order flow as well. This top 5 chart, this is a big help because if you don't have screen room, like you don't have an extra monitor to have 6 other charts for equities, using this is a big help because it gives you the idea of the momentum in those 5 holdings. And those 5 holdings have a big say in direction on the NASDAQ and S&P 500, especially NVIDIA. Google is also a huge holding now, especially with it being at these all-time highs that it's at. It's not in my weighted index. You can always edit it yourself. To add it to your chart, you're just going to remove, you see how it says bats right there? You're just going to remove the bats everywhere. And there's too many bats in here. I thought it was in the bat cave. But once you remove that, you're going to have it typed out like this. So 8.50 star Microsoft plus 8.18 star Apple plus 755 star NVIDIA, blah, 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 blah. Screenshot it if you want. I'll send you guys a screenshot too. I would copy and paste it into Discord because it has the little stars with the asterisks in it. It's going to make it look funky and it won't let you copy and paste it right. I will copy it into YouTube for you guys. Something to note on it as well, when you place it, when you're searching that symbol in your chart, it's not going to come up regular. So you're not going to type it and then hit meta. You're going to type it and then you're just going to hit enter and then it's going to populate on your chart. Once it populates on your chart, I'm going to want you to click the 3 little dots. So right over here, 3 little dots, and you're going to want to add it to your watch list. That way, in case you do change that chart for whatever reason, you don't have to type it all in again. You could just come over to your watch list and place it in there. Yeah, let me paste. Oh, did I? Oh, I'm so silly. Okay, let me see. I took the screenshot and then here. There we go. Oh. No, what did I just do? Okay, never mind. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. I'm pretty good at that. There we go. You got it. Yeah, that thing is money. So basically what I like to use is obviously order flow to find my entries, but to gauge the direction, gauge my key levels, gauge my areas, whatever the case may be, I am using the VIX to be inverse of the direction of the ES and NQ, and the weighted index to give me that strength and momentum behind them too. If I see the weighted index is rejecting resistance and NASDAQ is also at resistance, great, confluence. VIX is at support, ES is at resistance, great, confluence. ES is at resistance, VIX is at support, weighted index is at resistance, multiple confluence, right? We look for multiple things to line up in our trading to give us the most high probability results of that trade versus trying to force a trade over and over. I see I got a direct message. I'm just going to check that out
Hey, good morning, man. DTG, hey, what's up, man? Took her with me, made some nice. Yeah, absolutely, man. Let me set you up with that in a little bit. I don't know if you're still in the live stream right now, are you? He's not. He just shot me a message. Kevin's Bro, for real, I got the space station over here. Nah, man, all we got the screen you guys see that I'm monitoring, right? So the live stream screen, the monitor above, which is trading view, and then I have monitor to the left of the screen that you guys see. That's sort of my execution screen or my mess around screen. I have Discord over there, my execution monitor over there. Right now I have my email up. I mean, just silly stuff. And then top left is just the streaming where the YouTube is and everything. So yeah, no, not you don't need four monitors to be a successful trader. And yeah, yeah. Sig's got. I could. Yo, you guys ever see the meme or the picture where the guy's got like a whole wall, or the whole room is just walls of monitors, but it's just the guy's house. It's not even like it's the Wall Street. But it's not necessary, man. You don't want to overcomplicate your trading. All right, ladies and gents, markets are doing a whole lot of nothing right now. Even gold, look at that. Gold came into that low volume area, was able to find support, but it's very range bound. You guys see the chop we're seeing? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Not seeing continuation, not seeing any type of confluence with it either. We see the dollar's finally trying to move lower, but the dollar has been trying to make some higher highs lately, it looks like, right? Look at this. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So I would be careful on gold. I wouldn't even take any trades on gold. No trade zone. All right, let's see. Yeah, guys, don't forget I do offer the mentorships. That's what DCG was reaching out about. Always important, man. Having that one-on-one mentor, that extra guidance, that extra bit of accountability, it sets it apart from just having to jump on YouTube for the questions, right? Or AI, you could ask ChatGPT a question, and then it'll give you an answer. And you could create a new chat, ask it a new question, the same question, and it'll give you a different answer. Do you have any long positions, or do you stick to daily short-term trades? Yeah, just the daily short-term trades right now, Alex. Mainly because we're at all-time highs on everything, right? So it's very hard to create and sort of get a long-term portfolio started at these all-time highs. Had I had the extra capital at the time back in April, even back in, February, March, April, when we were seeing massive sell-offs in the market, those are the best opportunities for a long-term position, right? When we're off of all-time highs on stocks, it's usually the best time to invest. At all-time highs normally isn't because that's when you have the most risk in the market. Right now, my trading view is lagging, so we're just going to give that a little bit. Yeah, that too, man. That too, man. You got a lot of long-term positions open. Good luck sleeping. I'll occasionally, what I'll do sometimes is I'll take like a swing trade on an options on if it's like a large cap or something. If I see a good position lining up or I know earnings is coming up soon or something's lining up. I don't like trading options into earnings. That's much different. That's IV crush and everything. But if they have earnings a day or two ago, right, and we're starting to get a reaction, we're near a key level, I really just see earnings as that catalyst opportunity, right? Just like when we're trading the stock market, the ES, the NQ, even gold, we look for economic data for catalysts. Well, when it comes to stocks and specific companies, whether it's Apple or Google or Microsoft, those economic data events, they're important, sure, not as important as they are on the ES and NQ, but earnings are more of their own catalyst, right? And not only because we're getting the earnings report of earnings per share and revenue, but we're also getting the earnings call, which gives us the outlook of that company going forward, right? So because of that, that's sort of our catalyst on equities and stocks. Looking at ES here on the daily time frame, man, extremely range bound, definitely pulling back. Futures wise, we failed that all time high because we have our B adjust on, as silly as that sounds. B adjust, guys, adjust for contract rollover. That is on trading view. So basically, when we have a contract rollover like this day right here, we had a gap in the market, and it wasn't a real gap. It was because the contracts rolled over. If we have B adjust on, it gets rid of that gap, so there is no weird move, but it will sort of displace it from the all-time highs. So if we are interested in where we are relative to all-time highs, we'd want to look at something like the SPY or SPX. Those are at the actual price. This is better off for like if we're day trading. Now, this was a nice short on ES today, guys. Nice rejection off of 69.36, 39 stop loss, profit 22. I got out around 29, so it is okay, but very clean. Good work. Yo, Dylan Thomas, what's going on, man? Good morning. Exhausted Trader, what's up? Good morning, good morning. Austin, hello. AHM. Nicole, hey, Nicole. Hope you guys are all doing well, man. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you guys were able to make some money with me on this last trade of the year. That's pretty cool, guys. Last trade of the year, we ended it on a banger. Yes, sir. Very good work.
It's looking like a whole lot of nothing for the rest of the day.
That's
It's
what I'm.
sort of like yesterday afternoon, man.
Y-
I was looking for a break higher or lower and retest, and it just 4 or 5 points back and forth for 4 freaking hours.
Yep, dude. That's what I'm saying, man. Once we made this move lower, I said I think for the rest of the day we might just see chop between support and resistance. I don't because at this point, this is a major support zone that has not broken on the ES without any type of real volume behind the market. We cannot break zones like that. So we are going to either hold it, but if sellers try to stay intact, then we could just hold it, fail, and even possibly chop our way lower. But definitely a no trade zone, not looking ideal. And if you do enter a trade, you got to be so careful. You probably just FOMOing into it if you enter a trade off of this. Damn, bro, I'm hungry. When markets get boring, I get hungry. Hey, Happy New Year, Nicole, from Sydney, Australia. I love that. It's so cool. We got people all over the place in here. All right, ladies and gents, if you're here on YouTube, show some love, drop a like, subscribe. I'm live Monday and Friday. No stream tomorrow for anybody because markets are closed tomorrow. Show some love on social media at Trading with Kev, at Bullish Bears. Try to do everything I can for you guys, answer questions, do some live trades, do some show hosting, whether it's here or on Bullish Bears, or on Bullish Bears, or on Benzinga, or on Market. As many of you know, I do go live on Market AI. That is this company right here that we use for our fundamental analysis. So I'm sort of part of their team over there. They're a great group of guys. They really try their best to make the best product for the everyday trader. And they really have done a fantastic job at doing that, making the economic calendar very understandable and readable and actionable for traders. The currency tab, the equity tab, I mean, everything has some strength to it. AMD, Tesla, these are declining fast, strong. I didn't know that until I just opened it right now. Economy tab, it gives you a chart of all the economic data we've been seeing. I see interest, let's see, what is it? Unemployment rate's been rising. I don't know if you guys know this, but there are things like Kalshi or Polymarket. Now, I downloaded Kalshi recently, and it said you can actually bet on economic data. So we could use a tool like Market AI, look for something that's trending, say CPI even has been trying to come in lower, and take advantage of that, right? So that's pretty dope in that. So a lot of different uses. It's got the COT report, that's the commitment of traders. That comes in every Friday from the Tuesday's update of where traders are are allocated in the market. Look at this, was a good zone on ES this morning, 69.50. We didn't look at market in the morning. We didn't look at market this morning. Do wonder if it was there ahead of time. Market in the morning is the show that I'm on. So if you guys go to YouTube and you look up Market AI, you guys are gonna see the live stream. Market AI, almost 2,000 followers live. It's every Tuesday and Thursday. Me and one of the co-founders there. So really great stuff. Good shows. Tuesdays and Thursdays. We go over some analysis. We go over the fundamentals of the market. And yeah, guys, I try to do everything I can for you guys. Show some love, show some knowledge. And yeah, take care, everybody. See you guys later. Have a great day and Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, Cat.
Yeah, Happy New Year.